Something's been brewing in the WNBA, and it's bigger than just basketball. From sold-out arenas to record-breaking ratings, one name sits at the center of it all: Caitlin Clark. But behind the highlights and the hype, there's a deeper story: whispers of jealousy, questions about chemistry, and teammates stepping forward to set the record straight. This isn't just about fame. It's about how one rookie's rise changed everything. Welcome to the story of Caitlin Clark, the spotlight, the struggle, and the silence that speaks louder than words. Welcome back to the Hoop of Basketball channel, everyone. The moment Caitlin Clark stepped onto a WNBA court, the league changed, not gradually, but in an instant. Every pass, every deep three, every sold-out arena carried a message. This rookie wasn't just here to play basketball. She was here to move the needle. But as the spotlight on Caitlin Clark grew brighter, the shadows around her grew darker. Talk of jealousy began creeping into locker rooms, interviews, and headlines. And suddenly, her name wasn't just about game stats. It was about emotions, egos, and the uncomfortable truth shaking up the league. It started as whispers. Some veterans, reporters said, weren't thrilled with the way Caitlin Clark dominated coverage, how ESPN and every sports outlet turned her every move into a headline. And for some players, it wasn't about dislike, it was about feeling overshadowed. Lexie Hull, one of Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever teammates, recently admitted what many had been too cautious to say out loud. In a candid interview, she said, "I think there's a level of jealousy, for sure. Caitlin gets attention that no one else does, and that can be hard." Those words hit differently because they didn't come from an outsider. They came from someone inside Caitlin Clark's own locker room. But Lexie wasn't calling anyone out. She was calling it what it is: human nature. Hull even added that Caitlin never asked for that kind of attention. It just follows her. And when you think about it, she's right. Caitlin Clark didn't beg to be the face of women's basketball. Her talent, confidence, and college legacy at Iowa did that for her. Inside the Indiana Fever, the team's chemistry has been a constant talking point. Some say it's hard to balance stardom and teamwork when one player's fame reaches far beyond the league itself. But those close to the locker room describe a different picture. They say Caitlin Clark's work ethic has earned her respect, not resentment. Veteran DeWanna Bonner even stepped in to defend her teammates, saying that the attention might be intense, but what matters most is how the group handles it together. Still, outside noise doesn't fade easily. Every missed shot or heated moment turns into a social media storm. But what makes Caitlin Clark's story fascinating isn't the hate, it's how she handles it. She doesn't respond with attitude or excuses. She keeps her head down, drops dimes, drains threes, and keeps proving why she's the real deal. And in a league where emotions run high, Caitlin Clark's calm has become her biggest power. Inside the Indiana Fever locker room, things aren't as dramatic as the headlines make them sound. Sure, there's chatter, there's outside noise, but within those four walls, the players know what's real. When Caitlin Clark joined the Fever, she wasn't just a #1 draft pick, she was a phenomenon. Every camera followed her, every question seemed to be about her, and every win or loss somehow circled back to her name. For some teams, that could have been toxic. For the Fever, it became a test of chemistry, a test that, according to those close to the team, Caitlin has handled with quiet strength. Lexie Hull's comments about jealousy weren't a dig at her teammates. They were an acknowledgement of the pressure that comes with sudden fame. In women's sports, that kind of spotlight is rare, and when it lands on one person so intensely, it can distort how others feel. But Hull made one thing clear. Behind the scenes, Caitlin isn't walking around like a celebrity. She's putting in the same work as everyone else, showing up early, staying late, asking questions, and earning her place. DeWanna Bonner, one of the league's most respected veterans, echoed that sentiment. She's seen superstars come and go, but she told reporters that Caitlin Clark's humility stood out. "She's about the team," Bonner said. "She wants to learn, and she listens." That's what separates her from the noise. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't have the respect of your locker room, it doesn't matter. Caitlin Clark's approach, eyes forward, never defensive, is what's winning her teammates over. Still, you can't ignore the tension that fame creates. Reporters are in the building every day, and not every player loves seeing microphones aimed at one person. But even then, the Fever seemed to be finding balance. Lexie Hull said that she and the rest of the roster have learned to appreciate what Caitlin brings to the game, instead of letting jealousy define the story. And in a way, that's exactly what Caitlin's doing for the league, forcing a conversation about visibility, marketing, and respect that women's basketball has needed for years. When the team hits the floor, all that noise fades. The crowd's energy shifts. Clark doesn't just bring fans, she brings belief. Every night, young girls show up wearing her jersey, holding signs with her name, chanting before the game even starts. The Fever might not win every matchup, but their momentum is real. Inside that locker room, it's becoming less about jealousy and more about unity. Because as the season unfolds, one thing is becoming crystal clear. Caitlin Clark's biggest impact isn't just in her stats. It's in how she's changing the culture around her. By mid-season, the WNBA felt different. Crowds were bigger, social media buzzed louder, and ticket prices soared every time the Indiana Fever came to town. Wherever Caitlin Clark went, the cameras followed, and suddenly, the league found itself basking in a kind of attention it hadn't seen in years. The numbers told the story: record-breaking viewership, sold-out arenas, merchandise flying off the shelves. But with that kind of spotlight comes something else: resentment, frustration, and an unavoidable feeling among some players that one person's rise had left them standing in the shadows. You could see it in post-game interviews and social media posts: subtle jabs, a little edge in the tone, maybe a headline or two hinting that not everyone was thrilled with the Caitlin Clark show. And honestly, it wasn't all jealousy. For some veterans, it was exhaustion. They'd been grinding for years, putting up elite numbers with barely a headline to show for it. Now suddenly, a rookie walks in and the entire sports world takes notice. It's human nature to ask, where was this energy when we were carrying the league? But that's what makes Caitlin's situation unique. She never asked for that kind of fame. She didn't create the cameras or the coverage. She just kept doing what she's always done: play fearless basketball. Those logo threes, those no-look assists, that fire she brings every night, it's the reason fans fell in love with her game long before she turned pro. Lexie Hull even said that Caitlin's attention doesn't take away from other players. Instead, it brings more eyes to everyone. She's right. The arenas aren't just full of Caitlin Clark fans, they're full of new WNBA fans. Still, the spotlight can distort reality. Every game gets dissected. Every hard foul becomes a headline. Every minor conflict becomes drama. Even when Caitlin Clark says nothing, her silence becomes a story. That kind of pressure would crack most people, but Caitlin keeps her composure. She doesn't feed the controversy. She lets her play speak. And that silence, that poise, is louder than any quote could ever be. As the season wore on, you could sense the shift. Players started realizing that Caitlin Clark's fame wasn't a threat, it was an opportunity. The league was growing, players' profiles were rising, and sponsorships were expanding. The truth is, she didn't take the spotlight, she expanded it. For the first time, the WNBA wasn't fighting for attention, it had it. And whether fans loved her or hated her, everyone was watching. That's power. And Caitlin Clark, without saying a word, had changed the game. By now, Caitlin Clark knows exactly what she represents. Every time she steps on the court, she's not just playing basketball, she's carrying the weight of expectations, criticism, and the eyes of millions. Some people cheer for her, others wait for her to fall. That's the price of being the face of a movement. But what's remarkable isn't just how she plays, it's how she stays calm when everything around her seems to be spinning. You can see it in her body language. The league has thrown its hardest hits at her literally and figuratively. She's been knocked to the floor, targeted by tough defense, even singled out by rivals who say she gets special treatment. But she never bites back. No angry tweets, no public rants, no drama, just basketball. Caitlin Clark's game has become her answer to every critic. And that's why fans connect with her. She represents something more than talent. She represents composure. Her Indiana Fever teammates have noticed it too. Lexie Hull mentioned how Caitlin never takes things personally, even when emotions run high. She just keeps working, Hull said. She doesn't let it get to her. DeWanna Bonner echoed the same, describing how Caitlin's consistency and focus have inspired even the veterans to block out the noise. In a league where every storyline can explode overnight, that kind of calm is rare. It's the reason the Fever locker room has grown tighter instead of fracturing. Of course, that doesn't mean the outside world is easy to ignore. Reporters still question her leadership. Fans argue online. Every play she makes becomes a debate about favoritism, hype, and jealousy. But Caitlin doesn't feed the fire. Instead, she's found a rhythm blocking out distractions, focusing on her craft, and letting the results speak. And lately, those results have been undeniable. Her assists are climbing, her shooting confidence is back, and her chemistry with teammates like Kelsey Mitchell is stronger than ever. What's even more powerful is how her teammates have started stepping up for her. Earlier in the season, it was Caitlin facing the media storm alone. Now, her teammates are shutting down the noise before it starts. Lexie Hull's jealousy comments weren't shade, they were honesty. She was saying what others wouldn't, that the tension isn't about Caitlin being unliked. It's about everyone learning how to handle sudden fame. That honesty brought something new: unity. The Fever began to look like a team not defined by outside noise, but by shared purpose. They're tired of the drama, tired of the headlines. And Caitlin Clark? She's quietly turning all that pressure into poise. Because while others talk, she just keeps proving why she's built for this stage. When history looks back at this moment in women's basketball, it won't just remember Caitlin Clark for her jump shots or highlight reels. It'll remember her as the spark that reignited a league. Because whether you love her or love to doubt her, you can't deny what she's done. She's made people care. Every ticket sold, every trending headline, every new fan wearing a Fever jersey, it all ties back to the effect of one player who made the WNBA feel like must-watch television. The jealousy narrative that once hovered over her has started to fade. What's replaced it is respect, not just from her teammates, but from opponents who now understand what she represents. Players who once felt overshadowed are now seeing full arenas and record coverage. Sponsorship deals, TV ratings, and social engagement across the league have skyrocketed. And whether the critics like it or not, Caitlin Clark's arrival is a big reason why. Inside the Fever organization, the transformation is obvious. Lexie Hull's honesty, DeWanna Bonner's leadership, and the way the team rallied around Caitlin have turned a once struggling roster into a cultural phenomenon. They've gone from rebuilding to becoming one of the most talked about teams in all of sports. And Caitlin? She's embraced her role not as a savior, but as a teammate, someone who just wants to win. Her impact stretches beyond basketball. Little girls line up outside arenas holding handmade signs. Families travel hundreds of miles to watch her play. Opposing players who once rolled their eyes now see what she's brought to their game: bigger paychecks, more attention, and a level of relevance the league has long deserved. Even WNBA legends have started to acknowledge it. They see her not as competition, but as continuation, the next link in a chain they helped build. And through it all, Caitlin's remained true to herself. The same Iowa kid who once practiced jumpers in an empty gym now plays in front of sold-out crowds. Yet she still speaks with humility, gratitude, and focus. She's not chasing fame just can't stop chasing her. So yes, maybe jealousy started this conversation, but respect is what's ending it. Because what Caitlin Clark has done for women's basketball can't be measured in points or assists, it's measured in moments. Moments that remind us how far the game has come, and how one player's presence can change everything. The story of Caitlin Clark isn't about envy anymore. It's about evolution of a player, a team, and a league finally ready for its biggest stage yet. Caitlin Clark walked into the WNBA with pressure no rookie should face, but she turned it into purpose. From jealousy to unity, from criticism to respect, her journey is rewriting what it means to be a game changer. And the truth is, this is only the beginning. Because every time she steps on that court, the league gets bigger, the noise gets louder, and the game gets better. This is Caitlin Clark's era, and whether you cheer for her or not, and let me know in the comments. And please like and subscribe to our Hoop of Basketball channel, and see you in the next video.